Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we finished the Fire Sanctuary, acquired the legendary Master Sword, and sealed the imprisoned once again back in its cage. There we awakened the Gate of Time, and have passed through it into a much older, newer technically version of the Sealed Temple. At last, I've been expecting you, Link. You were doubtless overwhelmed, so I'll explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as a Sealed Temple sometime in the future. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here the goddess, Hylia, has only just sealed away demise. And little time has passed since the goddess sent the outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name, you have passed through the Gate of Time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend waits for you. Oh my god, but I've only just seen Greece just now. You've come so far, Link. I'm glad you made it. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've travelled very far from home, to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. I think it's time you learn the whole story. Let me try to explain. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. We need 3 of them. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth that she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it became to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess, Hylia, succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised 2 separate plans and set them both into motion. First, she created fire. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to a body of a mortal. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For while the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods, all of its power can never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers in her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Link? You are the chosen hero, and I, Zelda, I am the goddess reborn as a mortal. Well, deep stuff. The day of the ceremony, Girahim's tornado tossed me out the sky down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me remember who I was and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land, where I had 0 time for you, mate. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. But even in his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best as I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that I created so long ago, and keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now that this is my purpose. Link, the goddess created fire and the great blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. No pressure! Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Link. During a long journey, you've grown so much. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power of the gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. What a gentleman. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels you have found wisdom, power and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May it give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend, and that within you dwells sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Link. Draw your sword. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the Master Sword has at last reached its ultimate form. The sword is now imbued with the mythical power to drive back demons, and only Link may wield it. Link, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow, I think that might have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. Which brings us back to you. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess, Hylia, needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Link. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself that you could wield supreme power. And so Hylia, and so I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger without even a moment's doubt. I used you. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you all into this, Link. But you have to understand this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favour. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. Link, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. While it's true that I am highly reborn, I'm still my father's daughter and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a favour, sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all of this is over, will you come wake me up? I promise. Princess, I will. Heavy stuff, so she's now locked behind that door. And yeah, our Master Sword is now fully upgraded. Look how fast this charges. Woo! No more waiting around. I see you've said goodbye. Now you must keep the promise you made to her. You must find the Triforce. Return to your time, there is work to be done there. Do not fear for Zelda, I will watch over her here. Go now and fulfill your destiny. So yeah, she's sealed herself in a crystal for the 5th time in the series. it's like an average Wednesday, this for Link. Excuse me. So you've returned. Then you know everything. One on the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended and asleep without end. But do not despair, for she is still alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is the one thing with the power to vanquish Demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know of it where it rests. All other clues to its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. Link, you have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go now, Link. Find the Triforce. Whoa there, hold up. Link, there's something I gotta tell you. So Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? Actually, let's tell him straight. That's terrible. It's gotta be so hard for the poor girl. But you're gonna do something about this mess, right? Link, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny. Oh, don't look so bummed out. Actually, I'm happy. No, I'm kidding. Do I look sad? Nah, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know how to explain it. I got this feeling on my belly that this won't work to do here. Someone's got to watch that big ugly monster, and someone's got to make sure Granny's doing alright. It ain't as action-packed as what you're doing, but maybe this is my destiny. Know what I mean? Besides, it's not so bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess. But don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? That's not a weird thing to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into a beast of a tree in soil like this. It'd brighten this place up a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, that's just how I feel right now. What are you eating? So yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, Do me a favour and let people know I'm doing okay down here. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional since they look up to me. Will you tell them that I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Link. What I was going to say then, yeah, what is he eating down here? He's like, yeah, I'm going to stay down here. If we go up to this door, actually we can see that she's still in there. And you can see all the vines and like greenery that I've taken over. So, we've now got to set out back to Skyloft in order to find where this Triforce is. I mean, if we compared this game to Wind Waker, not only did it take 2 sages to power the Master Sword up when it took us whole 1 goddess, but 8 Triforce pieces? Let's not. Huh? Is there something different about your sword, or is it just me? Either way, bud, you've got to get rid of those bad guys down there. Oh, hey, bud, you probably would want to know I've seen blessed butterflies flapping around here lately. Too bad I have absolutely no musical ability whatsoever. Ah, yeah, so he's talking about, I think he's talking about the walls. So we've got blessed butterflies here that we're going to catch. Come here, come here, come here, come here. I'll let that other one be free and, you know, repopulate, I suppose. Whoa, I think my heart stopped. This is it, the discovery of a lifetime. There is no mistaking it. This symbol must mark one of the goddess walls left for the hero by the goddess. Tell me more, good sir. We've not encountered these before, totally. Huh? Is this... Oh, is... No, took on me research. I came across an ancient volume. Yes, tell me what it says. Arrow in repose. He who yearns to strike targets from afar, draw the shapes so that it may be known. Well, that's what it is written here. Does that mean anything to you? So essentially, Gorko's just going to teach you all of the drawings. All of them, except from the fancy one thingy Triforce. So if we draw, like he says, probably a very... very dodgy looking arrow. We get arrows. Sweet Goron. So that was the ancient writing meant by striking targets from afar. For helping me out with my research, I would like to give you a little something. A piece of heart, that's why it's important. The magical power of the goddess walls returns after a little time has passed. So come by and help me with my research again sometime, okay? So yeah, one other thing, and I actually forgot to mention this, not only while we test our newfound Master Sword on these guys, one thing that really bothered me in Tears of the Kingdom was hearing the word Goro. Like, the Zelda franchise has a certain hatred for Yunobo, and it is well placed, because I don't like him either. But him saying Goro after every single sentence gets so annoying. Like, when you hear it in cutscenes, you're like, please, shut up. Like, I loved that part about the Gorons. Like, after they'd say, you know, Goro. It's like, you know, in England we like to say in it a lot. It's our version of in it. And we've got goddess cubes. Oh, we've got one on the Isle of Songs and one there. Yeah, I don't think we'll be going back to the Isle of Songs anytime soon, so we may as well go there now. But yeah, it's like our version of in it, but hearing Yunobo say it, there's just something about it that's so frustrating. It's like having a little kid that has like yeah, it's like having a kid that says a little phrase over again. You're thinking, haha, it was funny the first time, it was fun and quirky the first time. Is it funny now? Probably not. So, yeah, that's my little side rant on the phrase Goro, because I don't mind it when Damani says it in, when the Gorons in Majora's Mask say it, when I think Darunia says it in Ocarina of Time. I can't remember the dialogue there. Either way, I don't mind it when all of that. It's just something about Yunobo. He just gets on my nerves, and I can't really pinpoint what it is. The other champions, except from Rivali, are completely fine. No, I'm kidding. I actually do like Rivali, but he's, he's supposed to be the arrogant one, the competition for Link. But I do like the other ones, like Urbosa, Leafa, Daruki's perfect, because I love a good Goron. So yeah, I'm trying to think. We've got to go and figure out what's on. Where is it? Skyloft. And that's really all we've got to go off of. I'm not sure where this chest is. It's not that one. Actually, it might be on top. Is that on top? Yes, it is. Come here, buddy. Actually, it would be very helpful if you gave me either a piece of heart or some money, because I'm running low. Well, not low on hearts. I'm running low on some of the bit of the dollar. Oh, a bomb bag would be sent to check. Actually, I'm gonna take my shield off just so we can appreciate the full majesty of the Master Sword and its scabbard. And I love the sword. I love the way the scabbard looks. I love the way the sword looks. I have looked on like Etsy every which way. It's been years. Ever since I was a kid, I was thinking, yes, I want this sword. But I just hadn't gotten around to getting one. And I think when we were younger, they weren't being made as much like nowadays. You've got things like Etsy where quite often you'll get... Oh god, I don't know what will be here. Okay, got to search for it. Oh, hello, bye. Actually, you know what? Can't tell you. They'll be, on Etsy, like nowadays, you can find it basically anywhere. Anything you want, they'll probably be made. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, so it's not in here. This is a pretty funky... Actually, is it down here? Oh, I thought I'd break it by running into it. Down this way? No, it definitely is on this island, isn't it? I'm not going insane. Yeah, I'm in the wrong I'm in the wrong spot. But this island, we'll get to this island in a bit of a later date, but it will be important. Remember it well. And honestly, probably some of you do remember it well, because it is a pain. So yeah, things to talk about while I find this chest. It is winter has hit in the UK, probably, and there's been some snowfall the other night, and I was travelling on the train, so I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I even going to get home? Luckily, I actually did manage it. There was no... I was kind of worried about my train being cancelled because British trains, you know, they see a slither of rain or a slither of snow, and everything's out the window. They just go on strike or they just don't go in. So I was worried about my train being cancelled, but it wasn't. So I managed to make it home, just perfectly fine. And now I can't find this blooming chest. I could have sworn it's here. Right, I'm gonna... It should be... Oh, it's there. Hang on, I was going to say I'm going to cut to when I can find it, but no, here it is. Away! We've got 4 more pieces of heart to find. And then that's it. And then we're done. So I'm going to meet you guys back at Skyloft, because there's no point me recording all the journey there. I'll see you guys there. Crash landing! No, not really. Unfortunately, we can't facepalm. What's thingy doing down there? Oh, we will get to you in a little while. We're not doing that this episode. No, thank you. We're not talking to Fledge. As much as I would like him, and I would love to talk to Fledge, let's not. I'm in the Knight Academy because who's helped us before with ancient knowledge, because he's really old and, you know, an old geezer, you know, like, you know, headmaster, very knowledgeable, got a tray full of books. Headmaster Gabe Bora. Ah, hello, Link. Have you heard anything more about my daughter? What is it? If you know anything at all, I urge you to share it with me. You want to tell me, but you can't? I understand. I'm sure you have good reason for keeping quiet. Link, I've been doing some thinking since we last spoke. You've had this destiny thrust upon you without warning, or choice for that matter, but I wish to help you as best I can. I'm getting older and I lack the vigour of youth, but even old men have ways of being useful too. I wish to share as much of my knowledge with you as I can. If you have any question at all about Skyloft or its history, I'll be glad to tell you all that I know. Actually, I got questions. What do I know of the Triforce? Link, where did you hear that word? It's true that the ancient texts make several mentions of the Triforce within their pages. Unfortunately, the actual location of the Triforce isn't illuminated in any of those tomes. Its whereabouts are lost to history. Sorry, Link, it shames me to say it, but my knowledge is little use on this subject. Oh, well, thanks, Mr. Bookman. Link, just a moment. Though there is one whose vast knowledge may be of use. Surely you're familiar with Levias, the great sky spirit who has guarded our realm for ages. Nope. Levias has served as a protector of our skies for a long time, and his knowledge of our world is encyclopedic, to put it mildly. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond were to know about the Triforce, it would be him. Where is he? Yes, I feared that might be your next question. About that. I imagine in your travels you've taken notice of the tremendous thunderhead that suddenly appeared in our skies. Just been in it, mate. Recently, I've heard rumours suggesting that Levias is trapped inside that massive cloud. I asked Instructor Owlin to look into this troubling cloud in order to determine if there is any truth to these rumours. I had meant to inquire about his findings earlier, but completely forgot about it after Zelda went missing. Instructor Owlin can fill me in on the details later, so why don't you go speak with him yourself and see what his investigation has revealed? Ah, yes, Owlin, I remember which one that is, compared to the grey hair and the brown hair. I think he's in here, is he? Owlin? Yeah. I can never tell. They're the same character model, just different hair. Ah, Link, how goes your search for Zelda? Have you found her yet? What? Levias. Ah, so you've been talking to the headmaster, I take it. If I'm correct, Levias is the one inside the Thunderhead, but that's not the Levias that we all know. That's a monster. It certainly looks like Levias, but last time I approached him, he came rushing at me, and his eyes, they were full of malice. People change, or old, wizened creatures change, rather. Perhaps it's more than that. He's possessed by something. That's how it felt to me. What? You want to talk to Levias? That's impossible. I don't think Levias is capable of listening, not in his current state, no. And even if you were to get close enough to talk to him, it would likely end with you getting brushed aside and sent flying to your death in a sea of clouds. Been there, done that. Got the Master Sword. What? You're still planning on going? I see. It's because you need to find Zelda. I understand. I get the feeling nothing I could say would talk you out of it. Hey, I have an idea. Come with me. Levias is inside the Thunderhead. He's been acting so strangely, like someone has possessed him. If we could somehow free him from whatever it is that has a hold over him, then there's a chance he will return to his senses. Listen well, Link, because I'm about to teach you a very powerful bird-riding technique. It's called the Spiral Charge. Using the Spiral Charge, you can rid Levias of the blight that has hold of him. The technique is quite easy to perform. All you have to do is press X. However, the acceleration effect lasts longer than any attack you've used so far. Maintaining stable flight can be tricky. This is a technique that only senior Knight Academy students who have mastered high-level flight skills are allowed to perform. It's still a bit too early for you, but this is an extraordinary circumstance, so I'll make an exception this time. However, I will test you. First, dive off this platform and call your bird. Is it really technically us doing the technique or the bird? Like, I understand if it's a car, if you drift in the car, it's you doing it, but the bird's an organic creature. Listen up, Link. I taught your Loftwing to perform the Spiral Charge when you press X. Use the Spiral Charge attack to break at the 10 targets placed around the floating boulders up ahead. If you can destroy 10 targets in under 2 minutes, I will recognise you as a skilled bird rider. Alright, off you go. Yeah, no pressure, 10 targets. So, if we dive into one of these targets and press X, we will now spin. I don't think it's any faster than just normally charging. But Instructor Holden likes to be dramatic, and he's a total drama queen, and I can relate. Let's go up here and get this one, and hit my bird. Sorry, Loftwing, I actually don't have a name for you. I don't even think it does have an official name. It's just sadly Loftwing. I can't remember if the one in there is one that shows up in the comic for what happens before the event of Skyward Sword. Oh jeez, hang on, I've got to focus up here. I'm gonna lose it. Right, so my flying skills are not up to par. There's 5. Get this bird here. Intercept, Loftwing. 6. Right, I've got a minute to get 4. And 7. Normally, I don't remember it asking us to do 10. We'll get this one. 8. Right, we've got 47 seconds. 47 seconds. Come on. 9. And then, is it just that last bird? There is one also, actually. Between here, if you can thread the needle. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. We did it. 34 seconds to remain. Oh, you managed to destroy 10 targets within the time limit. If you can control your bird that well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that far. You'll have no problems at all. I knew what you could do it, Link. And what a magnificent red bird. You are henceforth permitted to use the spiral charge attack as a qualified bird rider. The next thing we have to address is just how to go about finding Levias. Maybe the owner of the Lumpy Pumpkin might know something. Every year he makes an offering of his pumpkin soup for a Levias. Go to the Lumpy Pumpkin and ask him what he knows. Wow, that seems like a task for the episode next. That does not make sense. Do we have any before it, actually? Do we have any? Don't have any? No, we don't. So, in the next episode, we will be heading towards... I don't know why I always point the sword at the camera. I'll get you. In the next episode, we'll be heading towards the Lumpy Pumpkin to find the location of Levias. And probably then after, do a bit of side questing. I'll see you guys then.